Yeah. Episode 33, and we'll make it short, just like Larry Bird's career.
Yeah.
My
Do you know how Larry Bird's career ended?
That's
And
crazy.
he hurt his back, right?
He hurt his back building a new driveway for his mother in the off season.
There you go.
Yeah,
So,
asshole.
White man shit.
short like Larry Bird's career, and that's how we'll start it off. Speaking of Larry Bird, I like doing speaking ofs. I don't know why. Celtics Mavericks official. Last episode, it was not official yet, but we kind of assumed since it was 3-0 leads. Fellas, if I told you this was going to happen in February, you would say I'm 50% right.
Mm-hmm.
What did the Dallas Mavericks do right to get to this point?
The Mavericks did something that's very difficult to do in the NBA, which is surge and kind of be, I don't want to say have a Cinderella run, but nobody was thinking that the Mavs would make the conference finals, let alone the NBA finals. But here they are. And that's a lot to do with Luka and Kyrie. Kyrie has successfully returned to his second fiddle position that he played with LeBron. And the Mavericks have also gotten really a lot of good bench production, a lot of, I don't want to say stars, but really quality players emerging almost from out of nowhere. And I also think Jason Kidd is not a bad coach.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a take right there, Jason Kidd. I like all
He's
the Mavericks memes.
He's definitely not a bad coach. I think he was once upon a time.
I just like the memes.
Yeah. I thought what I thought Ryan was going to say was something that we didn't think they would do, is that they were able to build on the fly. Like, teams don't do that. It's really hard to make the small trade that like pushes you over the top. It's like every team is always trying to make a home run trade. When if you're the Mavericks and you already have Luka, you already have Kyrie. Granted, they weren't in a great spot. I think they were 24-20 at one point. So I mean, one, to have the vision to double down on this roster, have that boldness, but then to do it successfully and not get too, short-sighted, try to make the huge play, just making the small plays to, just tidy up the roster a little bit, give Luka his backup center that he's been dreaming of forever. And they also drafted really well, drafting Lively with like pick 10 or 11. They haven't really ever had a great center in Dallas since Luka's been there. So that was huge.
Hey, don't disrespect Dwight Powell. Do not disrespect the GOAT.
Former Celtic. I'm not hating. It's a Celtics legend, baby.
Legend.
Come on, baby.
And I liked how y'all both kind of mentioned Kyrie being a second fiddle, and that's what he's good at. That's what I talked about in my latest article. Him and JB is the two best second fiddles in the NBA are playing in the finals. And I ultimately think that when it comes down to it, it's going to be, the series will be decided on Kyrie and JB more than it will be Tatum and Luka.
I don't disagree with that.
I also like what Spencer, you said, how they don't, or was that you, Ryan? Sorry, I got a short memory. They didn't need a home run for the trade deadline. They didn't need a home run. They hit a couple doubles, scored a run. So
that's all you need to do sometimes.
Yep, exactly. So I like the moves, and they definitely did it better than teams like the 76ers have done it in the past.
Well, I like what you said about the second best player thing. I don't want to say it concrete, but I've thought a lot in the playoffs that you might only be as good as your second best guy. That's why I didn't really love Minnesota to make a crazy deep run. Obviously, you have to applaud them. Your best player is 22 years old. You get to the conference finals, but after Anthony Edwards, you just weren't that worried or concerned about who else would beat you. Karl Anthony Towns has had some moments in these playoffs, but largely he kind of reverted to what we know him to be. And that's just an inconsistent guy who, even if he was taking some good shots that you like for him, a lot of the times they weren't falling, especially in that Dallas series. And then you mix that with the dumb fouls and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, Dallas has a fantastic second option, better than any team that they faced along the way. Because if it was the Clippers, it was either James Harden or Paul George. Neither of them really took the reins as the first option, with Kawhi being out. And then in OKC, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren They're just too young, too unproven. And then with Minnesota, it's just kind of Ant as your lead guy, and then kind of a flurry of other talented players, but nobody as good as Kyrie as a second option.
Yeah. So that'll be a fun series. Definitely going to come down to the second fiddles and the role players. If you read my article, Spencer, you did, and you said I don't mean it. I have the Mavericks. I have the Mavericks in 7.
I know you don't mean it. I know you don't mean it, man.
I'm not rooting for either team, if I'm being honest. I hope they both lose. I don't know. I just got a good feeling about Kyrie. He's been quiet. He's been quiet in a good way in terms of staying out of the media, really.
Oh, I've got something to say about that.
And I'm sure you do. And Kyrie's coming back to Boston for vengeance.
He's never won in Boston since he left.
For vengeance, exactly.
Ryan, we know this all too well.
He's changing the narrative.
We know this all too well. This guy's going to snap. He gave a presser today where, oh my God, he couldn't have been nicer. He could. Oh, well, you know, the last time I was in Boston, it wasn't so good. I gave the double birds, and, you know, that's just not me. That's just not me. That's not who I am. Yes, it is.
It is.
You've played nice for 8 months. Good on you. We're proud of you. You know, if it's real, it's real. But we know you to be something much different. So the double birds and TD Garden, the stomping on the logo, he has said some pretty vulgar things that Will would edit out of this podcast if I repeated them.
Was he wrong, though? No.
Yes.
Stop.
So I had to put this on because my white shirt was just.
Yeah, it was. It was bad. I was gonna say something.
Yeah.
You looked like shit.
My lighting needs to be fixed. Anyways, keep going. I don't know, man. Kyrie did nothing wrong with Boston. Boston did everything to him.
Yeah.
All right,
okay.
So
stop.
So first of all, bait. Not even gonna rise to the bait, but yeah, we're gonna see what happens. If there's one city and one arena that gets under Kyrie Irving's skin, it is the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts.
It is Boston.
I do think that it really depends on the Kyrie Irving that we get. If he can actually play the way we've seen him able to play in the playoffs and the finals, then it might be a lot more interesting of a series. But I think you look at it on paper, and I said this to Will before we started recording, and it's not a difficult matchup to predict if you look at these two teams. The Celtics have more depth. The Celtics have more star power. The Celtics have, outside of Kyrie Irving, players that have been there before. I think that Tatum and I think Brown and I think the rest of the team are hungry. I think they want it. Now, getting there and winning it are two very different things.
Well, both teams won it. I mean, both teams won it. I would disagree on depth. I think Dallas is even matched on the bench.
That's crazy. That's a miserable take. That is a miserable take.
Utilization. Listen,
pull up the roster.
Who are you looking forward to coming off the bench in the finals?
Both benches are top 5 in plus minus field goal percentage and 3-point percentage, and the Mavericks bench has the edge in points per game, rebounds per game, blocks per game, and assists per game.
Against which teams? But also
not much.
You got
playoff teams. This is this year's playoffs. I'm saying with bench utilization and how they're being used right now, both benches are quite even if you look at it.
Ryan's done.
No, I was sending a message.
Said, please.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, don't understand
Is the mic bad on my end?
It's kind of loud. It's kind of hurting my gentle ears.
Spencer didn't think so.
I don't think so, but I've turned the volume down on my headphones, so that might just be.
You might have to do that.
Yeah, but then
I don't know.
Spencer's gonna be a little
that's
quiet.
What you got to do, baby. Don't overthink it.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, here, let me.
No. You're good. You're sufferable now, and Spence isn't too quiet.
Just making more work for just giving our editor more work, man.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Anyway, is that about?
We'll just coach you on the bench stats.
But to each their own. agree to disagree there. I
Well-
used stats to back up my opinion, and you used your fandom, and that's okay. That's okay.
That's not. No,
That's the
no.
beauty of
See.
sports
I'll
discussion.
be a net neutral here between both of y'all. I just don't think that it's going to matter a lot. Like once you get to the finals, you play
not.
6 or 7 guys. Dallas has probably the. I mean, well, no. If Porzingis is back, then I think the 6th guy is pretty even. I think Gafford is really good, and I think obviously Al Horford. I'm huge on Al Horford. So I think they kind of neutralize one another coming off the bench. And then the 7th guy, I think we'll get some Pritchard minutes in the finals. Not many.
Yes.
Kind of some stretches, like maybe to start the second quarter to give the backcourt a little bit of relief. Maybe we play Sam Hauser a little bit and see if it goes well.
Yikes.
But like,
I mean, when he's on from
been playing
3,
well.
you
when
play 6 or
Hauser's
7
on,
guys.
he's on.
Like Luke Cornett's probably not going to see
white
much of the
dudes have been on.
floor. You know, you just play your 6 or 7 guys, and that's what you do. It's the
I
NBA
would
Finals.
argue Cornette's one of the better bench players on the Celtics, if not.
He
the second
is. He's
best.
just matchup dependent. So if he finds himself struggling with
That's fair.
Lively
Yeah.
and Gafford, he
Which
will
he
not see
might.
much of the floor.
because he's not as
He was
athletically
more,
gifted.
he was more important in the Cleveland series and the earlier series with Porzingis back. And this, I mean, everybody's kind of wondering like if Porzingis is going to be back.
He's back.
All the signs are pointing to he's back. Like he said, he'll
At
be
least
back.
Game 2 by the absolute latest.
He had a full
yeah.
practice today with the Celtics.
He's been
Yeah, but I'm
practicing.
still saying
He
Game 2 at
tweeted
the
he'll be back. The
absolute
Celtics have
latest.
tweeted he'll be back. I think he's fine. You might worry about a little bit of game 1 rust, but I think he's going to be okay.
All right, so predictions. We'll go winner and finals
Games?
MVP and games. Yes. So Ryan, we'll start with you since you're in the middle. For
Okay.
today's episode.
Just to pick some crazy ass Finals MVP.
I'm gonna say
Derek
Drew
White.
Holiday.
I'm gonna say Celtics win the series in 6 games. Jaylen Brown is Finals MVP, and I think that they win playing Missoula ball. They're gonna shoot a lot of threes. They're gonna have insane ball movement, jarring pickup double teams. It's going to be fast. It's going to be a little weird at times. There's going to be a few really ugly stretches, but I think that it's going to be a 6-game version of the Pacers series where a lot of those games were dogfights, but the Celtics still found a way.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad take at all. All right, Spencer, go ahead.
I'm going for the clean sweep here.
Yikes.
I can't wait for Will. I'm going to tell Will to make the graphic, put my face on it, and
That's
put
fine.
my big sweep on there. And this is my biggest take yet as a podcaster. I'm going to die on this one. I think the Celtics win in 5. Not going to go the distance. It's going to be Celtics are minus 220, boys. The narratives about Luka and Kyrie are cool. Hey man, this is not. The Celtics are going to wipe the floor with Dallas most of these games. We
I have a follow-up question when you're done.
A lot of evidence of the Luka Kyrie pairing against Boston regular season. I know. It doesn't change the fact trading for Gafford and Washington won't change the fact that those two will be hunted relentlessly. And nobody has hunted Luka and Kyrie relentlessly in the playoffs so far. I know that like the big bad path they took to the finals, it's really not that serious. I mean, they faced inexperienced youthful teams that or the best team they would have faced would have been a fully healthy Clippers, but Kawhi didn't really play, and when he did, he looked like a shell of himself. I know this Wolves team looked really good against Denver. Didn't happen in the Western Conference Finals. You can credit a lot of that to Dallas, but I just think it was too early for them as well. Celtics in 5.
They beat the 1 seed. They beat the 3 seed. They beat the 4 seed. I don't know.
Jason Tatum, Finals MVP. I don't
more
think
do you
that's up for debate. He's going to have a cool 30, 10, and 6, just like he has for the last 2 rounds. And yeah,
He's
Celtics in 5.
30 points on 30 shots. It's going to be awesome.
However many shots it takes, baby. We're going down swinging. We're going
Ryan,
out
ask
with our
your
first
question.
ring since 08.
I have a question for Spencer. Do you think that the one game the Mavericks win is going to be a 10 to 20 point victory or a Kyrie Irving game-winning three falling
The
out of the
game-winning
corner?
three would be devastating, especially if it's in like a game 1 or game 2. Losing game 1 would
very
suck.
much be. I think if in your situation, Spencer, your scenario, you are setting yourself up for a game 1 Mavericks victory, and you're going to be sweating the rest of the finals.
Not if we reverse sweep.
Dallas is
Not
going
if
to
we
take game 1 or
sweep.
2. They're winning one of those 2 games.
I don't know.
I would
I don't
argue
know.
they win one in.
I think they're winning game 3, and that'll be their one.
I think they win 2 and 4. 5, 6, 7 up for grabs. And I have Dallas in 7, and I have Luka as my Finals MVP.
Okay, well, it would be.
But I mean, that's
Kyrie,
just a vanilla pick. If you're going to pick Dallas, I can very much see it. Boston in 7 with Jaylen Brown taking it home. I would love to see Tatum get over the playoff choker allegations. So we'll have to wait and see.
That's all they are is
But,
allegations.
Until then, I'm just
That's all they are is
well, can
narratives.
you beat the allegations? This is the question.
They're really unfair
And
allegations.
This is the finals. These allegations. This is the finals that'll clear him, or he's getting sent to China. Really,
Look,
2022
I'm fine.
Redemption is on the way.
I'm fine with the Jason Tatum being a little soft allegations. I'm fine with those. I'm not fine with the playoff choker allegations because he has put up massive
They're just not.
in the playoffs.
They're just allegations.
My
They're
source is
loosely
2022
based.
NBA Finals. 2022 NBA Finals. We watched some of the worst star play in recent memory.
Judge the 24-year-old, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, no,
I don't
it's
care
fair.
how old
Go
he
ahead.
was.
Go ahead.
If you're in the finals and you're the best player on that team, I don't care. Look at the hate LeBron got at age 22 when he went to the finals.
Look at the love Anthony Edwards is getting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And he didn't make the finals.
He's not getting dragged hard enough for what happened in this Western Conference Finals.
I've seen him get drugged pretty hard with the Chipotle meme.
The Chipotle meme is awesome. Like, man, you can't set yourself up like that.
He got set up so hard.
It was good. Yeah.
Chipotle knew what they were doing.
Yeah, they're like, this is going to go crazy.
No so, yeah, it'll be an exciting series. Regardless, it's going 6 at least. It has to.
5
especially
games.
After the finals, the last finals we got, and then 22 was good. 21 sucked. 2020 it was COVID. I hardly remember.
This is an awesome finals though. Like no matter what side you're on,
a good finals.
This is going to be great. Like it's fun.
A fun
2 big brands, 2 huge markets, 4 big stars, and like awesome, just recognizable faces and names. Nothing against last year's finals, but not even ESPN took it seriously. Like they presented it every night like it was a regular season game. Like from the voiceovers leading up to it, the advertising, like even the score bug was just the regular old, basic gray regular season one they used. They hyped up the Eastern Conference Finals this year more than they did the last year's finals. I think it's just because it wasn't sexy at all. And
it's like
it wasn't even like great basketball either. Like Miami didn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
It's literally exactly what or not exactly, actually not at all. But it's, I was thinking of the NHL avoiding a Stars-Panthers Cup final because that would have been a miserable watch. And now, you have Edmonton, you have Connor McDavid, you're fine.
We're not talking about hockey right now.
I know, but
I would love to engage, but we can't do it. We're on time. We're on minutes restrictions, man.
We are.
Minutes restriction.
Yeah. So we're going to move on from the NBA since we are minutes restrictions. I want to move to the NBA, but it has a W in front of it. The WNBA with the big, I know y'all heard it, and y'all's girlfriends have actually been pretty invested in this too, with the whole Caitlin Clark versus the world story that's going on. Ryan, you were pretty animated when I was on the phone with you. We were talking about this. So go ahead and explain your side, how you see it. Let me hear it.
I just think it's kind of ridiculous how you have two women, and there's a couple others, but for the sake of my argument, you have two women coming into the sport, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, who people are talking about in the media, on TV a lot. They're playing good basketball. They're making people actually kind of tune in and care a little bit. And the rest of the women in the league are trying to cut them down, hit them on the court, beat them up, trash them to the media. It's kind of ridiculous. It's like in the 80s, when Larry Bird and Magic Johnson saved the NBA, if they all just absolutely hated and pretended like there wasn't a huge benefit to what those guys were doing.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to elaborate on. But
I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean,
what else is there to elaborate on, Ryan?
Is there more?
Key differences
is there more?
In the two leagues.
Is there more?
Lower the rims to 9 feet.
Will always tie any women's basketball rant back into lowering the rims.
I want to see Angel Reese posterize Caitlin Clark. Who would not want to see that? Let's be honest here.
Do you think that Angel Reese could like punch it on a 9-foot?
Oh, 100% with the windmill. 100%.
Okay.
Who would not like to see that? Anyways, or 9.5 if you want. Angel Reese could still dunk 9.5 probably. If I can, she can. Okay. So
okay. Yeah.
She's like what, 6'4"?
Okay. Can you?
Idea.
Surely.
Video evidence.
She's not 9'4". Not 9'4". She's not 6'4".
Damn, girl, you huge.
Yeah, I think she is. Angel Reese.
Damn, girl.
If she's 9'4", I need her number right now.
What? Bro's trying to make a specimen.
Time to climb.
Oh, she is 6'3".
6'3", yeah.
Yeah, she could probably punch it on a 9-foot.
Yeah, so I would like to see that. But yeah, going back to what we were supposed to be talking about, I think it's absolutely ridiculous that the two players or the three players, if you want to count Cameron Brink, but she's not as big of a name as Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. And they're trying, I mean, Caitlin Clark pretty much got the WA chartered airplanes. I didn't even know they weren't chartered.
No.
So things like that. And they're trying to harass her and, all that. It's just crazy. I don't know, like, why are women their worst enemies?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, the whole reason that you were able to fly private to this game and you just want to, shit talk and I don't know, flagrant foul for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people's argument is, well, the NBA is physical or the WNBA is physical. Yeah, basketball is a physical sport, but it's not a combat sport. And it's like while tensions may rise, things like that. I mean, that was a targeted hit, the one that everybody's talking about. I don't know. Her name's like Chenedy or something.
Ribs.
She, she called her a bitch and then wound up and ran into her. Like, it wasn't like, oh, let's keep let me keep it physical, keep it competitive. It was very clearly like there was motives behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's okay to be, people are going to be envious and jealous, but this is somebody who's directly benefiting your livelihood. More people are watching this game. This is the most watched game you've ever played in. You're going to benefit from this, whether it be, indirectly or directly. You're going to benefit from this in the long run. And I think it's all going to go away at some point. There's some of it is just growing pains, but I mean, some of it's just immature, but I think at some point her play will back it up and we won't have to talk about this type of stuff anymore. We can focus on the ball.
Yep. So yeah, that was good. Then hopefully I think the WNBA should implement the Jordan rule on Caitlin Clark, honestly, until it stops.
Well, do you think
what really set me off was Angel Reese, because that was that game. She was clapping with her teammate after that happened.
Yeah.
You gotta defend her. You and her should be in this together type
Yeah,
thing.
y'all came into this together.
So something's gotta change. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what the WNBA does about this in the future.
Well, do you think the like the drama? I think it's just short term. I think it's like a good boost for the league, but in the long run, I think it's just going to rub people the wrong way. I think right now it's good for clicks. I think it's good for sports like media segments, maybe even like this one.
Rubbing people the wrong way. But
yeah, I mean, for me, it's like it doesn't make me want to watch the product any more than I do now. Like I think in fact it probably makes me want to watch it even less. You know, I could be wrong. Maybe folks are turned on by it and want to, you know, watch to see if something's going to happen. But I don't know. It doesn't make the game more sexy. It doesn't like make me want to tune in to watch just, you know, shit talk. Well, whatever. I'm indifferent on it.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. And like we said, we're going to keep this somewhat short. I want to do something fun. I love games, as we know. It's from the last few podcasts. We've done some games. And I saw a tier list online, and I know Ryan's very vocal about his tier list, especially the one that we're about to show. We're going to do, when I pull it up here we go. We are going to create a tier list. Here we go. NBA fans. We're going to rank NBA fans.
We have to leave bias out of it.
From best to worst. Who?
We have to leave bias out of it. You can't.
I was just going to say though that.
Yes.
But bias is all this is.
I'm going to rank the Celtics. I'm ranking Celtics fans. You can rank Spurs fans.
This is all bias though. Right?
Yeah, but
because
you're
it's
going to put like, Celtics fans are great, and I'm going to put Celtics fans.
Where am I going to rank Pelicans fans? Like, I don't know a Pelicans fan.
Well, no. Hold on. You can't.
Like F. I don't know.
I don't think that
if they don't exist.
I don't know if it should be like quality of fans. Like, I hate the Lakers and I hate Lakers fans. They got to be in the top 3 categories because they've historically had an incredible fan base.
We're doing it on insufferability. I'm not doing it about. Yeah, it's how insufferable are you?
Oh yeah, that's fine. I can do that.
And F is insufferable. S is
okay.
All right, these guys are chill.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I feel like also a lot of this will have to do with like which fan bases you've interacted with most online, like in comment sections on Instagram. Like which ones have
that really gives you an idea of how many fans are each. For being honest here, so all right, here we go. We're just
go down the line.
The line. Yeah. Hawks. So we'll start off with the Hawks here.
Totally indifferent.
C tier.
Probably.
I was gonna say C. I was gonna say C tier as well. All right.
You guys don't
Hawks
stand
fans,
out
congrats.
one way or another. Congrats on being
mediocre. The Hawks have
mediocre.
always been mid in everything they do, so I guess this is fitting. Celtics fans, in terms of insufferability, I'm going to put y'all not at F because there's 2 fan bases that are worse than y'all. But y'all definitely belong in D tier.
Celtics in 5, by the way.
I've met some pretty miserable
like that.
I've met some pretty miserable
Celtics
green teamers, so I'm actually okay with that.
Yeah, I think D is fair.
It's cool when you're a part of it,
teams
but
belong in F tier.
I get it.
Yeah, I would hate the Celtics and their fans if I wasn't part of it. So I get it.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
All right, so moving on. Nets fans.
They got to go.
Delusional. I want to put them towards D, honestly.
I'd put them in B. I think their social media run really boosts.
I feel like
their social media is good.
I feel like Nets fans don't exist, though. It's just a bunch of New York homers and celebrities who don't want to go to MSG.
And I like Nets fans. I like Nets fans because they could just as easily be Knicks fans, but they choose to go for little brother. And I really do honor that. I rock with that. And the social media run that they had this year was second to maybe fair. Orlando. I mean, wow, what a good season they had.
Minnesota, Brazil.
T-Wolves Brazil, baby. We will mention that when we rank them.
We got robbed of Timberwolves Brazil in the playoffs. What a shame.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Gone but never forgotten.
Okay, so you and Ryan, you and Spencer are going, or Spencer, you and Ryan are going B here.
I'm going B on Brooklyn.
What did you initially say, Will?
I had them at D because I think they're the dumbest, one of the dumbest fans.
Let's put them at C.
Good common ground.
Hornets, do they exist? Should we have a separate tier saying they don't exist?
I feel
like it's just like LaMelo fans.
I do see some LaMelo
like little
jerseys
kids.
in the wild.
they're
they're
like 6
probably
years old.
towards the bottom, man. They're probably towards the bottom.
I'm gonna put them in D tier, right next to the Celtics. The only time they'll be close to the Celtics in anything. Bulls fans, the sad Bulls fans since the 90s.
F.
They've been tortured for a long time.
They really have. It's very sad.
You're telling me that they don't deserve it?
No, they do. 100%.
I don't know. I think Bulls fans are mostly rational. Like, I think they know that they suck.
Just wait. You just
that
give them a
know.
chance.
Bulls fan, I do know. The only problem is that I hate when fans cope and Bulls fans do nothing but cope.
We just suck. What did you expect?
Yeah.
It's always woe is me. Season over.
I don't know. I
It's
feel
almost
like
the
they're just so
equivalent of Cardinals
tortured.
fans.
We can put them wherever
You
y'all
can throw
want.
them in C or
but-
B. I think that's fine.
Okay, we can put them there, but let me just tell you, they're going to go straight to D the second they have a decent year. You're never going to hear the end of it.
They're going to go to F.
Yeah,
They're going to go
they
to
might.
F the second they
They
make
might.
a conference final. But until then, all right, moving on. Cavs fans, I think the way they treated the LeBron situation was great.
I agree.
Betrayed by their own and welcomed them back with open arms.
And they still welcome
I
them
think
back.
they're good fans.
Smart fans.
Yeah.
Very
Not at
smart
first,
fans.
I think
but-
they're good fans. I want to put them in A.
You live in Cleveland, Poor
Yeah.
guy. Anyway,
Yeah, they're tortured
Mavericks,
for that.
F.
All right,
Mavs
Mavs
fans. F.
MFFL.
F.
I'm going to put it. No, there's only two. There's only two teams
MFFL
that
is
belong in
the
F.
bane of my existence, and it's risen now because of the finals. But and if
Mavs fans are pretty insufferable. I would say they are fourth worst on the insufferability scale for me.
the one nice thing
You
I'll
have them
say,
both in F though, so we'll drop them down to F. I
The
hate
one-
Mavs fans. I don't have a problem with this.
the one nice thing I'll say is that they really love their guys. Like, they will send somebody death threats over like a take about Luca that they disagree with. So they love their guys, but it's really awful for the rest of us.
Yeah, it's terrible. What on earth did I just click? All right. Anyways, all right. I'm going to keep that in F though. I hate Mavericks fans. I hope they
All right.
lose. I hope both teams lose this finals.
All right, Denver.
Nuggets.
B.
I don't know.
I think
B.
B or A.
They don't
B's
really.
fair.
Yeah, I mean,
They
like,
won a title and they didn't shove it in our faces.
well, to be
Yeah,
fair,
they didn't
there's
show down our throats. You know what? That's honorable. I'm not
And-
going to lie.
that might be
That's
a
honorable work
product
right
of
there.
there
And they're
not
smart
being a
fans.
ton. They are. And there's not a ton of them, but yeah, hey,
Yeah. So,
kill,
all right. Pistons fans. I don't.
kill.
If you talk about old Pistons fans, it's F. But there's maybe 20 of them left.
Yeah, I just don't know that many
Same.
youthful,
Same with Chicago.
vibrant
Just give them a
Pistons fans.
chance.
Also, a pretty tortured fan base.
Yeah.
Just a tortured
I'm gonna
fan
put 'em in D.
base. Probably deserve a little bit
when they
better than
start
what they've
winning
been
again, they're
given.
going to burn the city down. But
They,
until then,
they most likely will.
no debate,
Yep.
no argument.
No notes.
Warriors go F.
No notes.
It's not. There's no justification for a Warriors fan.
Keep them there.
You suck, and you know it.
Keep them there.
Keep it moving. Houston Rockets. I like Rockets fans. They've been tortured for a while too.
Nah, they did okay. I mean, they haven't won many
See,
titles, but
They haven't won since '95.
they had a pretty fun 2010s. I'll say that. Their 2010s was
They had a
pretty
fun
fun.
2000s too.
Yeah,
They
I mean
did.
they've always been in the mix. I'm indifferent. C or B.
We can say
Probably
say
fine.
Rockets.
I was
We can say
think C is
Rockets
about
fans are
right.
C. They're different than Houston fans, but we're not talking about that.
Houston
Yeah,
Texans.
Houston's different.
Houston
Like
fans.
Houston Astros.
Like, if
Different-
you're-
it's really
uh,
a different fan base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Pacers. B.
So Pacers. They got pretty good fans.
Yeah, we
They're
just
pretty
played in a
loyal, too.
playoff series against them, and I didn't see anything crazy. I kind of thought they were Indiana knows ball too. Like, they're a pretty smart fan base.
Yeah.
I
Indiana's
want to put
historically
them
good
in
for.
between S and A.
I don't know who's going to go in S. Like, I don't know who is going to go.
I don't think anyone qualifies.
I don't think anybody.
If I'm being
I think
honest.
that's the whole point, is that nobody qualifies for S. So stick them in A.
I can think of one.
all your fan bases. Well, when it
think
comes
of
up,
one.
tell us.
I will.
All your fan bases suck. Let's just put it that way. All right, Clippers. I don't know, C or D. Clippers fans are stupid.
Kind of similar to
C.
Brooklyn. They root for little brother willingly.
C?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's because they want to be
C.
different.
Yep.
All right, so Grizzlies now.
D.
Lakers and F. It's not even close.
I keep Grizzlies down there. I don't like
Let's
a
talk about the
single
Lakers real
Grizzlies take I get online. It's awful.
Grizzlies takes are bad. Grizzlies fans
takes are bad.
defend
John
Morant.
John Morant's top 5. John Morant's top 10. Yada yada yada.
Give me a break.
Gun violence.
Terrible. And you live in Memphis.
Yep.
So
move the
automatically
team to
dog
Nashville. Get it out of there. Let's go.
Lakers fans F for obvious reasons. The worst fan base in basketball. Them and the Warriors fight for worst people on earth constantly every year.
What they did to
take.
Minneapolis will never be forgotten or forgiven.
You're still on that. and
Retire
you weren't
George
even alive.
Mikan's jersey now.
And that retire his jersey and it's fine.
Heat fans.
F.
Fellas, Heat fans, you love these guys. No,
That's the worst.
Heat
No,
culture.
that's the worst.
F.
No, they're
Heat culture.
worse than
F.
Heat
Lakers.
fans
Heat
are pretty
culture.
stupid.
Worse than
F.
Lakers.
Heat culture.
Heat culture,
All right.
baby. Hashtag heat
I
culture.
think they're
They
D, but we'll...
they put heat culture on a jersey because of that fan base. They put hashtag heat culture. That's crazy. That's
I'm reordering
terrible.
these. There we go. All right. Bucks fans.
Ugh,
D-tier.
D.
Stupid fans.
Not as bad
morons.
as the rest, but pretty bad.
Yeah,
They did win a
Timberwolves
title and
fans,
rubbed it in everybody's
they
face.
did.
So
And I just hate Milwaukee. This might be a B tier.
I was thinking
Timberwolves
B.
fans are pretty loyal all the way through.
Okay. B's
I'm
fine.
gonna say B because
And
of
they
the
didn't win,
welcome.
so we don't know how insufferable they are.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm gonna say B because of the welcome home they gave Kevin Garnett. It was really cool.
That's fair.
Classy fan base for the most part, yes.
New Orleans.
D, but
I'm gonna
not
put these close to
for
F because they didn't even pack out. They didn't even pack. They had a
Yeah.
playoff game and they
Yeah.
didn't even sell out.
That
They're
definitely
not
has to be factored
insufferable
in.
as
It's
much
also
as
why
they are
Miami's
shit.
so low.
Yeah, they're just bad fans. That's true. They are bad fans. But that makes them a little insufferable to me. Come on, you have
Yeah, be better.
New Orleans has nothing. And if you
They're
want a
the
good
Saints.
reason to leave, you keep doing what you're doing. So they're putting a half decent product out there, and they're getting no support. So honestly, I wouldn't feel bad if the Pelicans left for. I think if the NBA is going to expand, they should just move the Pelicans to Seattle, really, instead of doing.
Yeah,
all
just
that.
just move New Orleans, man. They don't even. That's a
It's
football
over.
town.
The experiment's over. It's nice. Whatever. It's done. So D tier. Knicks fans.
I like Knicks fans.
You can
Of, like,
argue a
of
lot
the
of
bi-
things.
of the
I
big
like 'em too.
of the big market teams. They're my favorite. They are pretty level headed about like their situation and like their kind of irrelevance. I mean, over the years because they haven't really won much. Yeah, I like them in B. That's fine. B's fine.
Yeah.
You still have some crazy takes coming out of New York every now and then, though. So
But
gotta
they're
check
a
'em.
funny group too. It's a
They
funny
definitely
group.
are.
It's a
Great
funny group of people.
podcasts for New York fans.
Yeah. Thunder. I don't know.
They
C,
show up, man. They
I
show
hate
up.
They do. I
We're
hate the
gonna
SGA hype though.
We're gonna say
I'm
C,
thinking
but
B, C.
we're gonna exclude SGA fans because they're problematic.
Okay, if we're excluding
SGA fans, we're gonna put 'em in B.
the Aura fans, all the ones who quote tweet SGA stats with four letter word, Aura. What am I looking for? Yeah, that's awful.
It's terrible.
Those guys aren't the same fans that were wearing the shirts in the arena, especially back in the OG 2012 type era. Yeah, throw them in
Excuse
B.
And it's not their fault that they took the Sonics out of Seattle. So
No, it's not their fault.
I know a lot of people blame, like for whatever reason,
S.
odd people to blame.
S
All right.
tier, S tier, S tier,
Magic fans are
S tier,
S tier.
S tier. Orlando Magic.
Why? Give me a
Are you
Orlando
just talking about the
Magic.
social media?
Orlando Magic. Whoa.
reason.
I don't think anybody's deserving of S.
They stay loyal. They stay
there
loyal.
Might be
they lost.
one. There might be one team that we've not got to yet that might be S. And I
If
don't
you
think
talk about the
Jazz.
Raptors, you could back it up, man.
I am
Raptors
not talking about the Raptors.
Raptors are at the bottom of the list.
Oh, we're not there yet. I think an A or B, honestly.
I'll give him A. We'll give him A because Ryan loves him that much.
Let's say A.
Congrats, Magic fans. You've done something. Magic fans. Sixers.
F.
D. F.
I have to hear one more thing about Embiid.
Yeah.
They're miserable.
The process. Trust the process. Whatever.
Suns fans, they started winning and got really annoying really fast.
Suns
and then they started losing and started coping. That's a D tier team.
Garbage.
All around.
Scum.
Just not fun to watch. Trailblazers fans aren't bad.
No, they're fine.
Let's have a dialogue here.
Pretty tortured,
like
especially after the Dame thing. And they've kept it together, I think, for the most part.
I'm inclined to put them closer to the B than C, but I think I'm still going to put them in C because when they were good, everyone was arguing Dame should have won MVP. Like, use your brains. Not that good.
We still hear some pretty crazy Dame takes even after he's left. They still go to war for him.
Yeah.
Probably a little too hard. Way up there, baby.
Right.
Way up there. This is the team.
Light
I think if there's any A tier team, I think, or any S tier team rather, I think it could be the Kings.
I'd have the Pacers over the Kings.
That's a great fan base. Historically, just got 2002. They just got crushed by the league. It's well documented. They show up. They light the beam.
They light the beam.
Light the beam, man.
Good fans.
All right, here's my team.
Ryan, how far?
Borderline D, simply because they're the dumbest fan base in the NBA.
They're so dumb.
But
it's really bad.
For the last
ball
2
knowledge,
years,
they're last. They're last in ball knowledge.
Ball knowledge is 0, but they somehow sold out a majority of their games the past 2 years. I know Wemby helped this year, but the year before though was awful, and they sold out most of their games. That's pretty impressive.
And everybody left early.
I don't see. We have to look. We have to dive deeper into the sellouts because I'm going to these games even this year.
I know. I am. Too,
I'm
but
going to these games, and they are.
Sellouts,
it is not. If it's sold out, nobody's. I don't want to say nobody's going, but not enough seats are filled. But the ball knowledge, man. Somebody said Sam Hauser was Gordon Hayward last season, 2022, or 2023. They said that he was Gordon Hayward.
Is that more insufferable, or is that just like, man, you're stupid?
For me sitting there, it was insufferable. Oh man. Or they we're
gonna put them in D, but they're borderline C. If there's anything between C and D, it's them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Spurs fans are pretty stupid. I'm not gonna lie. I hate going to games and having to listen to people behind me.
Just go on the Spurs. Yeah. Just go on their Spurs Facebook page, and that'll give you all the confirmation you need.
Oh, yeah. True.
That's rough. Spurs Facebook.
Raptors. I used to have them higher before they started cheering on Kevin Durant's torn Achilles.
D for that reason.
Yeah, that's
and also
scummy.
they were kind of annoying.
Just annoying.
And Drake.
We're gonna hear about that 2019 title forever.
Yeah. It was a good title. I like it because Kawhi, but that's all. Jazz fans. I don't know. I don't even know where you put Jazz fans, really.
Probably just C for the same reasons as Atlanta.
Just mid, yeah. Just a mid.
They just exist.
Middle of the road. Wizards fans, honestly, I don't think they exist.
I don't know what they do.
C.
Just super mid.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
C just for showing up.
Wizards have been struggling. I like the Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma memes that the Wizards fans produce. When they were good with Paul Pierce and John Wall, it wasn't bad. If I remember right, when Paul Pierce hit that game winner in the playoffs, they were hyped for their team, but they weren't talking too much.
There's definitely an overwhelming trend here with smaller market teams leading this, and then bigger market teams just getting
just because the exposure, really, if you think about
the exposure, the amount of fans, there's always more bad inside of the big fan bases.
Yeah. So I think this is a pretty good tier list.
This clip is gonna piss somebody off. And I can't wait.
Oh, 100%.
It's going to piss everybody off.
Do our rage bait segment this
Can't
week,
wait to piss off one random Raptors fan. Let's go.
Oh,
Can't wait.
Boo. And they're going to piss off they're piss off a few Spurs fans because that's the majority of our following right now.
Right now, yeah.
So,
our backyard.
That's just how I feel about it. I don't think Spurs fans are really intelligent.
Nope.
I still love my Spurs.
Study up. Watch more games, guys. Come on.
Yep. It's time to watch. It's time to stop watching Tim Duncan highlights. I too watch them all the time. It's over.
Let go of the past.
It's over, man.
Let it go, man.
Let it go.
So it's
Nice.
done.
New era is
All right.
upon us.
It's the Wemby era now, so watch out. Spurs fans are about to get a whole lot more insufferable in
Yep,
the
here they
next
come.
5 to 10 years, including me.
Thanks for the reminder.
But for the ball knower, or at least half competent ball knower, I deserve a winning season. Anyways, Wemby for MVP next year. All right,
Well.
so that was good. No rage bait this week. Rage bait did well last week, though. If you didn't see it, go check it out.
Yep. Thanks for blowing it up
was a
on
great
TikTok,
clip.
boys. Let's go.
We liked it.
TikTok did well. YouTube didn't perform as much as I'd hoped, but that's okay.
That's okay.
We'll get
get
him
him
next time.
It's a hit or miss. It's a hit or miss game, guys.
It's a make or miss league.
No worries there. It is. Really is. Really is. All right, Ryan. Take us home.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Thank You Bro podcast. If you made it this far, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things for more wonderful comments for more wonderful content from your 3 favorite people. We have a website, tybsports.com, where we are posting amazing articles regarding sports news, betting odds, tier lists, predictions, analysis, and everything else under the sun. If you think it's beautiful, that's because of Spencer. If you think it's ugly, that's also because of Spencer. Just depends on your artistic interpretation of things. But without further ado, thank you so much for making it this far, for tuning in and supporting us. Check us out on social media at TYB Sports on all major platforms, and we will see you next week.